Good afternoon. Welcome to Awesome Africa TV show, the show that gives Africa rising stars on the continent and its diaspora the opportunity to share their stories, their challenges, and successes, as well as their goal for the future. I'm Abubakar Bukari, and I'm your host. Today, we are pleased to welcome a very special guest, Mr. David COULIBALY, who is the Community Services Director of the African Community Affairs at the Office of the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson. During our talk show, he will be sharing with us his background, his professional experience, and his role within the African community in New York. In addition, we will discuss about the upcoming African Heritage Festival here in the Bronx. And finally, I will ask his opinion on why the African diaspora focuses on organizing more cultural events than economic, political, and educational events. To start off, Mr. David, can you please introduce yourself to our viewer and tell me a little more about yourself?
Brother Baki, I want to say thank you so much for inviting me here today. I want to also take a moment to acknowledge the importance of community media. I want to say thank you so much for to BronxNet for having me here, to you and to my co-executive director. So my name is David Ahmed COULIBALY. I was born and raised in Ivory Coast.
Wow.
For those watching, you might know that. And for those who love soccer, you might know that Ivory Coast is the recent winner of the AFCON. So we're the champion of Africa right now. So I'm a community leader and someone who's very passionate about ensuring that community members are connected to important resources. I'm also, specifically focusing on ensuring that the broader African immigrant community are advancing socially, politically, and economically. So
you get there.
Thank you. I'm currently the director of community affairs. I wanted to actually ensure that I clarify that a little bit. I'm the director of community affairs at the office of the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson. The 14th Bronx Borough President. It is important to actually mention that the first female in the entire history of the great borough of the Bronx. So my job at the office of the Bronx Borough President, I oversee all the Borough President Advisory Council. So you have the African Advisory Council, you have the veterans, you have the disability, you have nature, you have the LGBTQ community. Most recently, the Borough President launched the Muslim Roundtable, and I'm overseeing that council as well, and do some of the external partnership of the Borough President as well. So that's a little bit about me. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I was supporting outreach campaign to ensure that community members have access to resources, life-saving resources. So I was the Bronx campaign director for then Mayor de Blasio. We've done a fantastic job to really reverse the course of COVID-19 in our borough, where we spoke to 1,000+ community leaders, training them, teaching them, and providing them with the right information in order to correct some of the misconception about the pandemic. So we've done that. We work on. I work also on Census 2020. So I'm going to stop there, but I've done a lot of different community work.
I just want to ask you, how did you get this job? Because it's not easy as an African, especially coming from Ivory Coast, a French-speaking country. And then get involved on those kind of.
Well, I'm someone, I've always been very excited and passionate about community work, community impact. I want to see the direct impact of my work on people. How is it changing their lives? So prior to coming in America, I worked for several different organizations. I'm just going to mention one of the impactful work that I've done was with Save the Children UK, where I was doing, as a researcher for that organization. It's a global organization, child trafficking through soccer. So we're actually exposing the ugly face of football. We've done that, and I work for World Vision. So I came in the United States. The first thing that I've done, and it's not easy to do, just to go straight to school. Unlike so many people, and then situations are different. Some people will be forced to do some small jobs in here. I was tempted sometime, but I had to like push myself a little hard. And then, you know, after my bachelor degree, I pushed a little bit harder, you know, because I was working really hard.
Yeah, it's not easy.
You know, I was very blessed to get a full ride scholarship. You know, almost $200,000 to get into Notre Dame, one of the elite schools in the United States. You know, in Indiana. So I got into Notre Dame, did my master's. You know, travel a little bit in different countries to continue to do community work. Came back to the States, you know, worked for several different organizations. Mainly I worked for Writers Alliance. And then at Writers Alliance, my job was to really, you know, push forward.
I was about to ask you that question. What's the role, that you do over there?
So for Writers Alliance, I push for, you know, to transform our subway system. You know, for those watching from Africa, you will see the subway system in America dates back to the 1930s. This is old. So the subway is not reliable, it's not fast, and it's expensive, it's getting more expensive. So at Writers Alliance, we're ensuring that people have access to reliable, safe, and affordable subway system. So we push for fair fare, and then we also push for something a little controversial today, congestion pricing. I don't want to get into that, but we won a lot of campaigns to really make sure that New York City have a subway, a world-class subway system. Then after that, I worked for an organization that I really love, and I'm still connected in it. My life changed there a lot. African Community Together. That is founded by Amha Kaza, a brother from LA and also from Ethiopia. Actually, the grandson of Ali Selassie. Good, fantastic brother. So I worked there, you know, as a program manager for, you know, sensors, and after. But there, it was all about how can we push to change the lives and the narrative about African immigrants.
We need to.
You know, as I was doing that, you know, building a youth portfolio of African leaders in and outside the borough of the Bronx. I was in Brooklyn, and then also making connection with other people who are not African. So slowly connecting with elected officials, because part of my job was to really, you know, advocate, you know, sit down with them and tell them some of the important issues in our community. So that's pretty much why.
That's good.
You know, I don't know how I got the job. You know? I think people know what I do, the impact that I've done, and, you know, pretty much applied for this job and I got it.
All right. So I just want to ask you, so how many events you organize each year?
That is
because you need to organize a lot of events.
Yes.
You organize.
I'm not going to be able to give you a number. I work for the borough president, who is very, very, very busy. Just to give you an idea of how many events we could do, September is coming up.
Especially for Africans. So,
for African, I do different events. But overall, we do a lot of events.
I know.
We want to make sure that we are inclusive in what we do. I just want to even clarify again, we're talking about Awesome Africa, but part of my job is to really represent the entire borough.
The way you explain it, I know that it's not only for the Africans. So.
Perfect. But for the African, we have the African Advisory Council, where we do a lot of events. We do meetings every first Thursday of each month. We have one of the signature events that we do for the African community, and it's unique. It's only in the Bronx. It's the soccer tournament, and that happens during Bronx Week. You have 24 team playing against it. It's fantastic. It's free, and it's very it is very well attended as well. So we do that. We also do the award night, and after the soccer, we do the award night for them as well. We do our big event, the African Heritage Festival, which is coming out very soon on September 14th.
So I don't want to carry you off, but because when you mention the soccer tournament, that's very good idea, because a lot of people here, they don't know Africa. They think Africa is a country. They don't know Africa. They don't think Africa as a continent. So since you have different countries that are playing soccer, so people get to know more about the continent. So that's very, very good idea.
Thank you.
So now you just mentioned that. So let's talk about your upcoming events. Yeah, which is Africa.
Yeah, so we're having the African Advisory Council signature event.
Yeah.
That's going to be this September 14 at Crotona Park, 1700. This event is really, you know, one of the most visible, well-attended events. You know, we've done in 2022. There was over 600 people in attendance.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. And then last year we couldn't do it because the weather was not. But this year we're definitely doing rain or shine. We're definitely going to do at Crotona Park. We're expecting to have like DJ Saddam was supposed to be here today. He's going to be there, one of the big DJ. We're going to have. This year we're gonna have folks from South Africa. Mapiano is gonna be, you know, Afrobeat is gonna be in the place, and we're gonna have a lot of elected officials. The borough president will be there as well.
Wow.
We are trying to actually identify young Bronx artists to showcase the talents because we represent the Bronx. So we are actually doing our best to now really go outside our borough to get people because we want to promote some of the best artists. Exactly.
And we do have more here. So
we have a lot. We have a lot of Ghanaian. We have a lot of Ivorian, Nigerians.
So and Togolese. Last month I received one of our biggest singer from Togo, but he came here. He came here for vacation. Then I had him here as a guest also.
Oh, fantastic!
And Saturday, this coming Saturday, he will have his concert, in a stadium in Togo stadium. So you'll see how it's not gonna be.
That's good. Let us know next time the artist is here. I'll tell you something. The borough president is someone who's always trying to acknowledge the talent and the impact that community members, like the artist, is having on Bronx side. So next time you have someone like that, please let us know so that we could, actually ensure that he knows that we do, know what the good thing they're doing for our community.
That's true. Okay.
But this event is really good, September 14th. I do encourage every single person to come and enjoy. We're going to have Futa halal food. Futa halal food. It's a restaurant. The food is delicious. They got fish, they got jollof. They have atike. Atike is from Africa. So now everybody claim the atike, even the Chinese. Everybody's claiming atike.
I was in the Ivory Coast last year. So when I was going to Togo, so I took a connecting flight from there. And then that's the first time I ate atike, and then it's very good.
It's very good. I have some at home, and I'm
delicious.
Always eating that. The only thing is going to make your belly big, but it's very solid food. So we're going to have a lot of food. We're going to have some ginger drinks. We're going to have like bisab. We're going to, it's going to be diverse. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to have the Moroccan embassy coming, the Ivorian embassy, the Guinean. We're trying to make sure that we have all 54 countries representing Cameroon, South Africa, Ethiopia. We're working really hard on this one, and we're sure it's going to be nice.
No problem. So we're going to take a quick break right now.
Okay.
And when we come back, we will continue this topic, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Yeah, okay. So we are back. I'm here with Mr. COULIBALY, David. So we was talking about the upcoming events, which is going to be held at Crotona Park, right? Yeah, 1700 Crotona Park. So you was telling me about what's going to happen that day, so you can just continue.
Yeah, so it's going to be September 14. As I was saying, it's going to be one of the most exciting events in the Bronx. So we do encourage every single person to come. As I was saying, there's going to be diverse food.
Yeah.
It's going to be jollof.
Yeah.
It's going to be Nigerian jollof.
Yeah.
Ivorian, no, we don't do jollof.
Yeah.
Senegalese
Senegalese,
jollof.
yeah.
But Ivorian jollof is going to be atike.
Yeah.
It's going to be diverse food, fish, rice.
Yeah.
Meat
Yeah,
and
Togolese food is a rice and beans. So
please introduce that
Yeah.
too. We don't have that on the menu,
right, yeah.
but you
Rice
know,
and
feel free
beans,
to bring
mixed, yeah.
bring out
Yeah,
a
they
little
love that
plate
food,
gari,
yeah.
or
Yeah,
you know,
gari, yeah.
we're gonna have a lot of drinks, you know, ginger
Yeah.
drinks, and we're gonna have food for every single person.
Yeah.
You know, the borough president invested a lot of money in that event
That's good.
because we want to make sure that everything is there. We're gonna have
Yeah.
a DJ, we're gonna
Yeah.
have performances.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know that I don't know if this one is going to be different Africa Heritage Month, where they play the drum and everything. So I don't know if it's going to be there too.
We got the Burkinabes people. They're bringing some drummers. They're gonna like play.
Yeah.
We have that covered as well.
Yeah, people in my community don't know more about this, so I'm gonna talk to them about that.
Please.
And they also have an upcoming event. I think next month too. So I will let you know everything. So maybe they will invite you officially.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that you can go and see what they are doing it. Yeah.
I'll come on behalf of the board president.
I'm gonna put you in contact with them.
That's good. That's
so,
good.
So how many countries are gonna be at that
So
event?
we're pushing to have as many countries represented as possible, all 54. That's the goal right now.
Okay, that's good. So now you're organizing more cultural events. So I just want to know why you focus on organizing more cultural events than economic or political events.
That's it. That is a very important question. You know, I do get that question a lot.
Yeah.
Cultural, you know, like African in the United States dancing, culture,
yeah, that's
culture.
true.
No, that is not the case.
Yeah.
Culture is foundational.
Yeah.
Culture is crucial. Culture is important. Before even trying to advocate and push for political, social, educational advancement, it is important that people know who you are, where you're from, what is your culture.
That's true.
People don't know that you can't advance.
Yeah.
You know, something you don't know, you can talk about it. So showcasing your culture is very, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
So creating all these cultural events is a very powerful introduction to other people.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's from Togo.
Yeah.
And then
They know you.
we see, and then when they see you now looking to advance yourself socially, politically, they know where you're from and the culture.
Yeah.
And that's important. I was discussing today about one of the upcoming events that I want to do with the Asian and Pacific Islander. Coming out September 24, that's an event that I'm doing. And we're talking about food. And I was like, guys, I'm not going to be the right person to advise food. I'm going to defer to you guys because I want to be culturally aware and sensitive. I don't want to bring an African food to a Chinese event. That is going to be disrespectful. So culture is something that is very important. And then and there's something that, you know, that I'm totally against. That's a personal note. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm culturally competent. There's no such a thing as being culturally competent. We have to be culturally humble. But by organizing this event, when people come, they see 54, they see a Togolese. You black like me. We don't have the same culture. I don't have the culture. It's not because I'm black like you or from Africa, we have the same culture. No. So there's no such a thing as being culturally competent. There is cultural humility, being humble, and always opening your eyes and your mind to learn more.
Learn more about other people's culture.
Exactly. One way to learn that is through those cultural events. So we're going to continue to do those cultures so people can learn, and then by the same time, push for political, social, economic advancement for the community. So it's not just about kumbaya and
because
dancing.
a lot of people are talking about that. Say, oh, African, they only one thing is dancing, culture stuff. Even our community now, they start blaming the other people by focusing more on those kind of events.
Listen.
But the way you explain it is very important.
Yeah.
We need that as a foundation.
Yep.
People get to know us.
Exactly.
And then from there, but people are doing a lot of good things, good stuff here in economics. I didn't want to talk about it, but you already know about it.
Yep.
A lot of people have their garage, mechanical garage. And then I know a lot of people, they already have their shops everywhere in our borough.
Yeah.
They open the stores and everything. So I don't know if you want to
Yeah,
talk
absolutely.
more
So
about this.
when we organize these cultural events, we also invite city agencies and partners to come and table. So for the garage you're talking about, we could invite SBS. So when people come, we are having we're exposing, we're showcasing the culture, but at the same time you have a partner. You could go to them and learn about how you can improve your businesses. So we're creating opportunities through this cultural event. There's more than we're doing.
Which attract more people.
Exactly.
And then those people who are involved in the economic area, they can profit from that event.
We invite politicians. There's going to be a lot of politicians for people to network with them. We're going to invite small business agencies, city agencies. We go for, as of now, we have like 20 plus organizations that are going to table there. They're not going to dance. They're going to, like, as you African, these are the resources there. And that's our job. That is my unit. Objective and goal is to really connect community members to critical resources. How do we do that? You got to create something, you know, and culture is very powerful way to introduce someone.
I saw on the flyer that you sent to me. So I saw a lot of organizations that are sponsoring these events. So that
each one of them serve a specific purpose for the community. So come and connect with people, come and see how you could actually grow, you know, and we want to make sure that African community and small business owner, they know where to find the resources as well. And this is going to be a way to do that.
So I just want to ask you, where do you want to go from what you are doing now in 5 or 10 years from now?
What do you mean?
So what you are doing for the community?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as your job position, and what you're gonna do to just push our community furthermore. So
that's a really powerful question. I'm not a politician.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you are not alone. I know. Yeah.
I work for politician, but I'm someone I like to see the impact of my work on people.
Yes.
You know, I've been in New York City. I work for community-based organization, small local organization, citywide organization. I built relationship and partnership with state, federal, and smaller organization. That's part of my job. You know, in New York City, in the Bronx. But the vision, to your question, and within 5-10 years, you know, you got to be bold. You know, this is an awesome event. You got to be bold. You know, I'm the first African immigrant ever in the history of the Bronx serving as the director of community affairs. Wow. I'm the first female African-American woman ever. Wow. If I'm working for her, I can work for anyone else. And she's a powerful leader. So I see myself in the next 5 years probably being, why not, the one sheet on DC, advising the President of the United States on key issue emerging in Africa. As you might know, West Africa is in a lot of crisis now. You got Mali, you got Burkina Faso, you got Niger. They, you know, it's a lot of things happening. There's like terrorism. So I want to be able to like advise, you know, because we can't do this alone. You know, being able to advise like a United States president about issue. Right now, they just kick America out of those three countries. They kick the French out. And who's coming there? You got the Russian and the Chinese. You know, in as much as I'm from Africa, I'm American too. So my job is to really also preserve and push for the interest of the United States of America. So see myself advising as someone who knows the continent, advising the United States president about key issues and how to do things on the continent. That'd be really good. A lot of people show themselves as experts. They don't know. You know, they don't come from a very humble perspective. They just say, go sit in the office here, do some research. They don't go in the field. And then these are the people that send into Africa advising the president.
A lot of things has changed in those countries. It's not like before.
It's not like before. So we are changing that narrative now. We are changing that. So me being at the White House telling the president exactly what's going on, I'm not going to be a fully fledged expert, but the little knowledge that I've acquired throughout the year, throughout my entire experience might be very helpful. So I see myself doing, you know, a lot of advocacy work. You know, policy change issues, you know, whether it's immigration, whether it's, you know, religious acceptance, whether it's like, you know, tolerant, but I want to be at a table where decisions are made, and that's where I see myself. How do I do that? I'm continuing, you know,
to work hard,
making the right connection, being serious in what I do, being intentional in the work that we do, to another point, to your point that a lot of things are changing in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of coup d'etat in Africa.
Yeah.
In Niger,
Mali.
Mali, and Burkina Faso. I was hearing some little stuff here in Nigeria and stuff like that. I don't agree. Well, I might not totally agree with these new coup d'etats, but it's like there's a root causes of that. We need to address those the root causes of all these coup d'etats. And these young leaders now are fed up. They're seeing that the partnership between external partners in Africa is not a win-win. So they want to like push in a way that we start establishing a win-win opportunity. But the way they're doing it, I don't agree with strategy. Sometimes, I do fully agree with the intention. We gotta like get a better strategy. So
and they need more advisor like you.
Exactly. That's why I want to see myself launching on DC in a place where I could listen and then share my 2 cents. Like, guys, I believe this might be the best course of action. So that's what I want to see myself in the White House. Pray for me. I want to see myself. No. You get there. You get there. You are in the right path right now.
Thank you, with Vanessa Gibson, with her experience and everything. So I know you go forward.
Thank you.
And besides that, kind of organization you involve beside what you're doing?
So right now, because I work for the government, so I have to be a little careful where I go. So I'm fully working for the office of the Bronx Borough President. I 2 years ago. I mean, 2020, actually, I came out with my own organization called African Building Community. It's not yet, moving because of my work. But that's going to be down the line. Maybe we're going to try to reactivate that.
Pause that, then focus on what you do right now.
I'm part of every single African, and not just African community. I attend events on behalf of the Borough President, but I don't belong to any single organization.
Okay, that's
but you see my face everywhere.
So okay, so we are almost at the end of the interview, but I just want to ask you a last question. So what do you think about our African diaspora in the U.S. and what advice you have for the newcomers? So there's a lot of young people that come here, they don't know where to start and what to do. So what's your advice for them?
So one of the biggest issues in the broader African immigrant community is the lack of political power. Is a lack of unity. So how can we work together to push maybe one of us in key position? And I've been here, I've been observing the community fighting. The infighting is so not helpful. It kind of like backfires a lot. So that's the biggest issue. It happened here in the Bronx. It just happened 2 or 3 months ago, when there was like a campaign and people everybody wants to run. It is important to get the most qualified person to run.
So they tell me our time is right now. I just want to tell you to give your contact information.
Yes. So my contact information, I give my personal numbers, 212-470-7470.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so unfortunately, we have reached the conclusion of today's show. We would like to thank our guests for stopping by, and of course, you, our viewer, for tuning in. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time.
All right.